Dobrý den a vítejte u 7. lekce. Hello and welcome to lesson 7. This is basic pronunciation tips. People say Czech's a very hard language, but don't be intimidated because reading it, the pronunciation, once you've learned a few basic rules, it can become quite easy. It's not confusing. It's not like English where you get lots of surprising sounds and silent letters. Okay, so let's start with vowels. They're really similar to the English pronunciation, so you say a, e, I, o, u. A, e, I, o, u. It's nice and easy. If any of the vowels have an accent over them, a little accent called a čárka, this means they're long vowels, so they're pronounced a, I, o, u. Okay, so just the same sound but longer. Note that the U, if it's at the beginning of the word, the accent is a čárka, a little line. But if the U is later in the word, the accent changes and it's a little round circle called a kroužek. But it does the same thing, it makes the sound longer. So if we compare the short A sound in the word ahoy, meaning hi, ahoy, and the long A sound in the word mám, meaning I have. So, ahoy, short, mám, it's long. Really, when you're first learning Czech, try to emphasize the long vowel sounds because it will really help native speakers who are listening to you. It will help them understand you. Okay, if we move on now to another Czech accent called a háček. We've talked about this before. It's a little hook that you'll see over some letters, a háček. So if you see the háček over the letter C, then this is a ch sound. So it's like the English word chin, chin. We've seen an example in Czech already, which is čau, meaning hi, čau. We can have a háček over the letter S, and this makes that sound sh, like the English word shin. So an example of this would be the number 6, which is šest. We can have a háček over the letter Z, and that gives it a j sound, j, as in the middle part of the English word vision, j, vision. A Czech example of this is žena, which means woman, žena. Okay, you can also have a háček over the letter D, and that makes it sound j, as in the Czech word for devil, which is ďábel. Again, a háček can come over the letter T, so that would be ch, as in the English word tune. And if you remember the phrase we learned, which means bon appetit, it was dobrou chuť, and that ch is at the end of chuť. Again, the háček can go over the letter N, so that would make the English sound new, so new. A Czech example of this is the word promiň, and this means excuse me, so promiň. The next example is probably the most difficult, the most notorious Czech sound to pronounce, and that's an R, again with a little háček, and that should sound rj. That wasn't very good, sorry. Rj. You might have heard this before in the Czech composer's name, Antonín Dvořák. Lots of people have problems saying this. If you try to combine a rolled R, so r, with a j sound, so say it very quickly together, rj. It's quite difficult. I'm not that good at it. Some Czech people even have some problems with it. Okay, a Czech example of this is the word dobře, meaning wow, which we talked about before. Dobře. You can also have a háček over the letter E, This works a little bit differently. It changes the sound of the preceding letter. So we've already come across the word děkuji, meaning thank you. So the háček over the E here is making the D sound J. Děkuji. Okay, 3 more short tips that we'll just look at. So the C in Czech sounds like ts, as in the end of the word bats, and the end of the English word bats. A good example of this that we've already looked at is at the end of the phrase for good night, which is dobrou noc, dobrou noc. So at the end of that, noc. Finally, our last thing for today is CH. And in Czech, CH is a single word, a single letter, CH. And it sounds ch, as in the Scottish word loch, loch. Czech example of this is the adjective for poor, which is chudý, chudý. Okay, so there's quite a lot of tips for you to try to remember there, but as we go through and we look at more phrases, you'll hear these sounds again and again, and all of the words are written on the YouTube video, so it should become easy for you. Okay, thanks very much. Hope you can like this video. Děkuju, nashledanou.